evening and welcome to the November meeting of the Prince George's County Cable Television Commission. I'm Tom McLeod, the Commission Chair, and to my far right,
Brenda Basil.
Doris McMillan.
Thompson.
thank you. As usual, we'll move right into the meeting agenda. And the first item is the approval of the minutes from the October 24th meeting.
Okay, move that we approve those minutes.
With just
With
one.
the
no
correction.
corrections. You've got the, both of the corrections. Yeah, both of the corrections. Oh, the minutes. Oh, that's it.
No,
Jeff.
no,
Give me that one.
thank you.
Okay, so with noted corrections, I hear a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Thank you. The next agenda item are the action items.
There was one action item. The chairman, Thomas McLeod, and Commissioner Sampson were the only members present at the last meeting, and so they did not constitute the quorum to approve any of the meeting minutes last month. So the meeting minutes were not approved.
Okay. And we'll officially approve them now.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
that we approve the minutes from September.
Okay. So moved. And moving on to the monthly report.
The monthly report for the month of October 2018. For Comcast, we have 10 open calls and we have 9 closed calls. There's 1 outstanding. For Verizon, we have 21 open calls, we have 17 closed calls, and 4 outstanding. The outstanding call for Comcast was with Mr. Staples, who is the point of contact for the Lake Point condominiums in Largo. The Lake Point condominiums has about 216 individual units, and they reported some ongoing issues about several cable wires that were in a very poor condition, and they also reported that those cable wires were exposed and needed to be repaired and properly secured. According to Mr. Staples, he stated that he contacted Comcast and Verizon because at that point those cables belonged to both Comcast and Verizon, and they were concerned about safety hazard, and they also stated that he also stated that because of the unsafe manner of those exposed wires, it affected the value of those units. So they are concerned about safety hazard as well as the value of the condominiums being affected. So they wanted the matter to be investigated properly and addressed. So we filed a complaint on October 10th, and Comcast assigned representatives to assist. And then on 10/25, Comcast had a walkthrough with Mr. Staples in that community and stated that majority of the issues were created by Verizon, because Verizon had to tap through their lock boxes in order to provide services to Verizon customers. And so they also stated that even if they fix the issue, it's still going to continue. So they plan on another walkthrough with both Verizon and Comcast in order for both of them to determine how they can work it out. Okay, so that's the complaint for Comcast. For Verizon, we have 4 open calls, and the first open call was the outstanding issue with the Cinnamon Ridge. As you know, we continue to follow up with Ms. Williams, and she provides update. The work is still in progress, so Verizon is continuing to work with individual unit homeowners in order to address those cable wiring issues. So that is still work in progress. So we continue to get update from Ms. Williams on that. The next open action item is also the Lake Point condo. This is the Verizon version. The same issue with cable wiring issues, and we made a contact with Verizon, and they provided us updates stating that they transferred the case to the business department, who will further investigate the issue and find a way to address it. Also, on 10/30, October 30th, Commission requested for status update. So far, this is the only update we had in the month of October. The issue is still ongoing for the month of November, which will be provided in December report. Okay. The next open item was is Ms. Joyce Holloway, who is in our midst today. She reported she's a Verizon customer, and she had a triple bundle service with Verizon. She had called stating that for 3 years, she's been trying to work with Verizon to address a telephone caller ID issue. According to Ms. Holloway, she said that whenever she places a call, it shows a different number on the receiver. It appears a different number on the receiver's end. And as a result, most people don't pick up her calls because they don't recognize the name or the number. So she's the primary owner of the account, but it shows someone else's name on, whenever she places a call. So she's been trying to get Verizon to address that issue. This report was filed. We filed that complaint on 10/17, but as of 10/26, when we followed up with Verizon, we did not receive any update. They have not provided any update. And even we followed up again on 10/30, which is October 30th. We still did not get any update with Verizon. So we reached out to Karen Handy, the Verizon manager, and she stated that she will follow up with that. So that update will be provided in next month's report. Okay. And also the next one is an open action item for Verizon is with Mr. Schreiner, who is in our midst today. He reported about an old copper telephone stump in his property, and according to him, it has been abandoned for years and unattended for. And he was concerned about safety hazards because the wires and those stumps were exposed and sticking out, and fear that someone might get hurt. So we reached out to Verizon on that, and Verizon manager stated that he visited his location and surveyed the area and referred the matter to the engineering team. The engineering team advised that a job is being designed to remove the stump, but it's going to take approximately 2 months for them to do that. So they stated that they contacted Mr. Trainer to inform him that work is in progress in order to remove the stump, but it's going to take approximately 2 months for them to do that.
2 months from October?
Yes. So we followed up again with them to find out if there's any update, but they stated that work is still in progress. They're still trying to put the paperwork together in order to remove that. And they stated that they reached out to Mr. Schreiner to inform him about that. So I tried to reach out to Mr. Schreiner, but apparently, for some reason, the phone wasn't going through. And that concludes my report with the outstanding issues with both Verizon and Comcast.
Thank you. So for our next meeting, we should be, hopefully, we'll be getting some feedback.
Yeah, definitely. We get some feedback and we will report that.
Okay, thank you. Questions, comments from commissioners? Hearing none, we move to our community television Prince George's County report.
Public report?
Community TV.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. That report was submitted and it was accepted.
Questions, comments on the community television? Hearing none. We are now at the public comment on our agenda.
Okay, we have Miss Joyce Holloway. Let me see.
Ms. Holloway?
Miss Holloway is not here.
Not
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we have Miss Carrot, Sarah Carrot.
Better. Good evening,
Good
commissioners. This is my first experience coming here, so I'm not quite sure of the process. We did submit a couple of pictures. Ms. Okolo said that she filed the complaint for us. Since I was unfamiliar as to how to do it, I represent the Indian Head Highway Area Action Council. The complaints were beginning to come in at our annual meeting. People were very concerned about the appearance of unfinished cable work with wires hanging and that kind of thing. So we decided to try and start to address the issue. I sent pictures in. I did have a response from both Comcast and Verizon. They called and said, we're going to go out and look, we'll determine whose problem it is, and then we'll get back to you. I did get a call today from Comcast. Yes, from Comcast, from Mike at Comcast, who said that most of the wiring that I had reported belonged to Verizon, and that they had to come out and finish the orange conduits, since they all belong to them, but that the wiring at one of the addresses was Comcast, and that they would be out there today to fix it. Well, we have pictures as of about 5:30 tonight or thereabouts, and no, it hasn't been fixed. But that's, since I'm unfamiliar with the process, I have no idea how long to expect it would take.
But you've updated staff.
We have
Okay.
not done information. The
I
complaint
will
was
send
already
an
filed.
email with
Okay.
my contacts.
So staff will be able to follow up with you and get some additional information on the status.
My other question on the process, because our organization is beginning to take an initiative about this particular problem, since we're trying to make the county more presentable in many respects. So some of the issues we're beginning to deal with are the illegal signage, things like that, trash dumping.
Are you talking about the politician signs?
Yeah, no, not the politician signs, we can't do anything about it. But we've researched the law on that, we can't touch those, but now we can.
Right.
But they should be taking them
Yeah.
down as a courtesy to the county that
Right.
they wanted to represent, which is what I might have done to you. But, so this is one of the issues, and that's why we decided with the pictures we had to start now, to see what process we have to go through. And that's,
It sounds like you've done exactly what you should have done. Contact staff, come to the
Okay.
commission meeting, let us, make us aware of it as well, and then we'll follow up with staff and get back to you. There's no specific process for any particular problem because the
Okay.
problems vary. But the process from your perspective in terms of making contact with the county official, you follow that,
all right,
and we'll be able to then track it and hopefully get it resolved.
okay,
in a timely manner.
then,
So it will appear on the report that we have for next month.
Next month, right,
Okay.
yeah. The issue is already in progress.
In
so,
progress, okay.
Yeah, we received information already from both Comcast and Verizon,
Oh,
so
good.
we can't report it this month, but, we'll report
But
it
it
next
next,
month.
okay.
I have a question about, when I refer to process, is there a specific complaint form I'm supposed to fill out? And am I supposed to list each and every address? In some ways, I think it should be nice if Comcast and Verizon were like DPI, and as they're driving down the road, they should note the fact that these wires are hanging. However, I understand that that doesn't happen. But do I need to do it every single address, or can I send it in 10 addresses at a time?
The extent to which you can make it comprehensive,
Okay,
I think that's a better approach to
All right.
take, so they are aware of it. And each time they send someone to the area,
okay,
they'll have that list, but you can give staff as much information as you have,
all right,
okay, as you possibly can pull together, and then we'll be able to follow up from there.
perfect,
The
thank you.
address you provided so far has been appended to. So you provided 2 addresses.
Right.
And then you stated that, you know, you could not take pictures of the,
Yeah,
right. So I don't know, but the one that you provided already has been attended to.
Okay.
So we received, information, feedback from Comcast stating that, you know, they have addressed those issues. So
All right,
if you
and so-
have more, addresses to provide.
the time frame then is like a month for them to
Sometimes
take
it
care
could
of
be
it?
less, it could be less, it could be more, depending on the amount
On
of
the
job
problem.
that needs
Okay.
to be done.
All right, I thank you very much,
You're welcome,
appreciate it.
thank you for coming in.
Okay, the next public person is, Mr. Ralph Schreiner.
Mr. Schreiner.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm happy to tell you that you can put a close on that issue by telephone stub. I want to commend both Comcast, who just rapidly took issues with it, went through and said, not my problem. No, they did say not their problem, but it was not their cable. And then Verizon came in. Outstanding. They kept me informed of what was going on. Yes, we've got a work order. It might take 1, maybe 2 months. They had it done last week. Beautiful.
It's already done.
Pull cable out,
Yes.
pull that can out, put dirt down, put seed on it.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't wait for spring. Now I can cut the grass.
Oh, wow.
I'm really here to
Oh, that's
commend.
great. We haven't.
Started off with commission here.
Oh, that's okay.
You're outstanding people that you have working for you in the telecommunications department. She took the ball,
Awesome.
ran with it,
Yeah.
contacted the correct people. And the next day, Comcast called me with, they wanna come and take care of it. Verizon called me, they wanna come out and take care of it, and they came. They've done it, and they said, might be 1 or 2 months, but, you know, we've got the work order, we're gonna process it. And by God, I was sitting in my kitchen one morning,
Oh,
and I
wow.
looked out, and there was a technician out there.
Oh, wow.
Pulled the can and, you know, started working on it.
That's great.
Thank you so very much, and I'd like to, hopefully the commission, I was hoping that Verizon would be here tonight, but they let me down.
Yeah.
But
They were supposed to be
they,
here.
they need to get some kudos on that.
Oh.
Rapid response.
Well,
Thank
needless
you.
to say, we're delighted to hear that
Yeah.
your
Thank you.
response was so good, and we'll make sure that they get the word too.
Absolutely.
And in particular, we'd like to thank you for commending the staff for the work they do. We know they do a really good job.
It's nice to hear about the success
Yes,
stories.
it
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes,
Thank you
more
so
often
much.
than not, you hear the bad things.
Right.
By golly, I wanna come back and let them know.
Thank you for
Thank
taking
you.
the
Joey
time.
says something too.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
I have stepped in a few government offices, and never have I stepped in a government office that I was greeted with such respect as I was in this lady's office.
Aw.
Thank you.
And treated like I was a person instead of like, hurry up, get your story out and leave. I mean, it was a real pleasure to come in here, and I come in here thinking it's gonna be another one of these, hurry up and goodbyes. But no, she listened to everything, and she treated us with the utmost respect, so I commend her.
Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
with
you.
us.
Yes.
Any other comments, questions from the commissioners?
Well, we know we have good that.
Yeah.
It's nice to know
Absolutely.
that the community
Absolutely.
gets that as well. That's
You could
awesome.
put a close on that.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of
we-
open,
that's
it's
what we do
closed.
that.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
funny that we haven't
Yeah.
received, the feedback from Verizon, but we reached out to them and they stated that, they're still working on it. So that was, 2 days ago? Yeah, but I'm sure they're still gonna send us that information, so
Well,
we
it
can
takes
close
a
it.
while for the process to go through the paperwork.
Right.
Well, I guess maybe because in this particular case, they had to reach out to a different department, that
I'm
has
sure they
to,
did.
okay,
I'm sure they did.
yeah. I guess that's why, it has to come from 2 different departments, but
They've
I'll be
done
glad to put a close, to that.
Outstanding job.
Thank you.
And on top of all of that, they wanted to make sure that your grass was good for the spring.
Right.
Absolutely. Yes, now I don't have to trim around that stupid
You're
stuff.
right.
I know.
Good job.
Any,
So, we don't have any more,
Further? Okay.
that concludes it with the
Thank
public.
you. We don't have our reps from the Comcast overrides here this evening, so there's nothing on the agenda that they'll be reporting on. And then the next item of business are comments, questions from commissioners.
Just hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving.
Everybody had a good Thanksgiving?
Yes, we did, thank you.
Okay, that's great. And our next meeting, we're gonna alter the date because we were to meet the day after Christmas. And someone, I heard whisper in this ear, Bob, and this ear was humbug. So we'll alter that date and move the meeting to the 19th of December.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Duly noted.
Okay, if there's no other business, we stand adjourned. And again, thank you so much for coming in and sharing the feedback with us, the positive feedback.
You're welcome.
Thank you.